Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media. This evening, I'm still waiting for my panelist. That is Miguda, Makobura, Musimamo, and Joseph. Now, Simba Natai too. I hope he will be joining us anytime from now. Anyway, how are you doing from where you're watching us from? And I believe that all is well. Today, we want to have a conversation about the political landscape of the country, what is taking place in the country, and what everybody is talking about, and those news or those news, I mean, those are trending or those have been given the headlines of as from yesterday until today. So that is what we want to talk about as I wait for my panelist here. As I say, this is Brother Benson Medium, and if you are new here, you can subscribe to the channel so that when we go on air, the YouTube will notify you, and you will be part of the conversation. Also, you can also participate in our conversation via comment section, where you can also share your idea and what you think about the what is taking place in the country. Asante sana kwa majina, ama kwa majina naitwa Brother Benson, and this is Brother Benson Media, pale ambao tunazungumzia masuala mengi sana ya siasa, zile ambao zinatendeka, yalitendeka ama yaliomo katika siasa, um, na labda kuongelea pia, kutoa wazo kwa jinsi ambao sisi tunaiona. Tuseme kwamba sisi ndio wagwiji kusema, lakini ni maoni tu yetu. Saa zingine maoni zetu haziwezi kuwa sahihi, ama kwa zingine maoni zetu haziwezi kuwa zinakufurahisha, lakini tunakukaribisha pia. Unaweza jiungana na sisi pale, utoe maoni yako katika comment section pale. Nimesema hapo awali kwamba bado nasubiri wale ambao wenzangu ambao tunakuaga nao hapa kwa mazungumzo. Nadhani wako njiani ama bado wameshikika kidogo. Labda unaweza tuelezea pali uliko, nini kinaendelea na ni habari gani labda wewe mwenyewe pali huko umeipatia kipaumbele. Hiyo itakuwa ni vizuri sana sisi tukipata habari kama hiyo. Lakini kabla hatujaenda kwa mazungumzo ya leo, kuna vitu vingi ambao labda tunaweza ongelea hapa, habari tu ambazo zimechukua kipaumbele hapa tu. Now this is regarding Gachagua rally remark hits as he who won't be Kenyan next president. That is what Rigathi says here. Let me see this. Now leading the Democracy for Citizen Party, Gachagua made the comment amid talks of unity and by-election flanks by Mount Kenya leaders in green. Supporters saw it as a jab at President William Ruto as unkept promise, like slashing cooking gas from 2,800 to 300 to 500. A goal that never happened, with the price now at 1,000 to 1,000. Critics countered his 2024 impeachment makes him ineligible for 2027, though Gachagua insists he cleared to challenge Ruto. The line fuels Mount Kenya rivalry, the key vote block of the election. What we have to agree here, that when it comes to Mount Kenya, I think it's going to be a battleground whereby both Rigathi Gachagua and President William Ruto will be testing their political marshals and who will garner majority of the votes. Let me also take this opportunity to greet Cool Kid. Thank you so much. Hi, how are you doing? Just let me know where you are watching us from. So that is what Rigathi Gachagua say today. Oh, there's also another big issue here. An audit. This was an audit that was done. An audit flank fraudulent claims worth Kenya shillings 11 billion submitted to the Social Health Authority between its October 2024 launch and April 2025, including a ghost patient, fake surgery, and billing tricks at private facilities. SHA and Biometric rejected the claims, leading to 18 doctors and 22 clinicians barred. 40 facilities sanctioned and 15 prosecution approved for 24 cases. Dual stress recoveries are underway while vowing no mercy amid public calls for accountability and concerns over Kenya ongoing grave challenges in health reform. So many things is happening in the health reform, and when this is what Edwin Sifuna said, we do not have a country, Bwana, and he remarked thereby Ruto must go. That is in his um, um, channel. Say amigo, how are you doing? Jay Hussein, hey, is coming. Okay, so that is what is there on the 11 billion that was taken from SHA. So that is something that, and when it comes to SHA, this is something that people have been talking about, especially majority of Kenyans have always um, say that SHA is not working, and we are seeing that a total of billions that was taken from um, uh, like fraudulent money that is taken from Kenyans. So that is something that is worrying. Hey, Miguda, how are you doing?
How? Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Where have you been? We've tried to look for you over your phone, and you are kind of like we could not reach you.
Yeah, I was somewhere where my network was not available. I was on the other side of the country.
On other sides of the country, that is not included in the Singapore map.
Yeah, I was outside Kenya, but East
Okay.
Africa.
Yeah.
I crossed
So
the border. I crossed the border, so you cannot access the network
oh,
until you come back.
okay. Thank you so much, Miguda. There was this report by Auditor General of around 11 billion Kenya shillings that were gotten fraudulently from SHA. What do you have to say about that?
I went to go to that information. I was late. It's when I'm coming right now from the internet. Maybe I'll do
Okay.
my research later, then we'll discuss it.
Okay, you will do your research, and this is and Dwale has promised that the recovery are underway, and all those who are involved, they will be facing the law. Hey, okay, zingine hapa hata sielewi. Okay, thank you, Paulo. I hope you're doing fine. Just share with us how you are doing. Miguda, I think you remember the one of the Kenyan athletes who actually did well in a marathon. And let me read for you this. Here is Lynette Munala, a middle-aged woman who held. No, sorry. Let me. This one is what I want to read. Just forget about that one. Asnet Cheruto Rotich, wife to the late marathon world record holder Kevin Kiptum, ready and willing to return back to her home days after his father-in-law cast her at the graveside of the late husband Kiptum. Reports indicate she is ready to take care of Kiptum parents and children on condition that she be given chance to tell her side of the story, seek for forgiveness, and let Kiptum parents also seek for forgiveness from her. Okay, you know that. That is something that took the headline. I don't know whether you have something to add on it.
No, no, not really, not really, not really, not really.
Okay. Thank you so much. Makobura, how are you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Labda nyinyi ambao mko kwa studio mnasemaje leo?
Tuko salama, and I'm seeing Paulo also is here with us. He's saying I'm good. Nice to hear. So Makobura, siku yake imekuwa aje?
Siku yangu imekuwa vyema, nashukuru. Sijaona mabaya yeyote. Naona mambo tu imekuwa mambo tu za kazi za hapa na pale, lakini tumezoea, ni kupambana kila inapokucha kunapokucha.
Okay, asante sana kakangu. Mi nashukuru sana. Miguda, wewe kwako nchi jirani ulipata wako vipi?
Wako vyema, wao wako sawa, ni kama hakuna kitu ilifanyika. Maisha yao ni kama inaendelea kama kawaida. Wenye wako kwa chini ya mti wako chini ya mti, bado wanachapa ujamaa, wanapumzika. Ni nchi ya starehe sana, hawana haraka sana na vitu. Wenye wanafanya biashara, wenye wako shambani, na vile vile pia wenye wako katika shughuli zao za makanisa wako hawana tatizo, uchumi yao iko sawa, wako sawa tu, hata ukiangalia mwili yao ni watu ambao wanakula vizuri sana. Maisha kwao ni kama hakuna kilifanyika.
Kuna jambo ulikuja nacho, kwa sababu juzi tulikuwa hapa tunaongea na ndugu yetu Msimamo, tukapata kwamba walikuwa wanasema Chapemba wachia watu wa Pemba, na Pemba ni mojawapo wa ziwa ambayo zinapatikana kule nchini Tanzania. Vile vile wenye walitunga wimbo walisifia sana kwa Pemba sana. Ukiishi Pemba, yani kuna ile marafu ya karafuu. Sasa wanasema cha Pemba wachia wa Pemba. We labda kuna jambo ambalo uliona huko ukawaachia, ama kuna jambo ambalo uliona ukakuja nacho?
Mambo mengi niliyaona nikaachia huko. Singependa kuja na chochote kwa sababu sisi ile kasi ambaye sisi tuko ni kama sisi tunaelekea Singapore. Sasa unajua, nimepata huko Kenya, nasema nilipata huko kwanza matamshi. Unajua kufika hapo, unapata ni mazingira tofauti. Kwanza matamshi unapata unaitwa dogo. We dogo. Na kama umedunga umevaa hizi jeans, hizi nguo venye za kisasa za vijana, wanakuita sharobaro. Ona huu sharobaro. Ona huu dogo sharobaro. Alafu ukielekea polepole unapata kuna kaheshima ambayo samahani, tafadhali. Yaani unapata tu mazingira mapya ambayo unashuka tu, kwani niko wapi hapa? Alafu ukielekea unapata kwamba watu bado wako na ile umoja, wanaishi kwa kikundi. Unapata kama watu wako kama watu 10, watu 4, watu 6 wanachapa gumzo hapo chini ya mti. Wanapenda kukaa chini ya mti. Yaani maisha ni kama hakuna tatizo lolote, hakuna haja ya kutafuta riziki. Yaani watu wa ustaarabu, hawana haraka na maisha. Sasa wakati unaposema ati ningerudi, hayo ukirudi nayo huku Kenya, watasema wewe ni mzembe. Sasa hizi unawachia tu wengine waende wajionee. Hawana haraka na maisha. Ni watu wako na mwendo wa kobe.
Okay. Asante sana. Okay, thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much, Makobura. Thank you so much, Miguda, for coming in. It is quite a good evening to say, and so much that we want to talk about. But today we want to look at the interview that Winnie Odinga had yesterday. It was a candid conversation between Winnie Odinga and Yvonne Okwara at KTN. We call it the Explainer. There are so many things that came out of that interview. I know all of you have had an interaction with that interview. So maybe to start with you, Makobura, because I just want to know, what did you pick from the interview, especially from Winnie, from the time she was asked the relationship between the father, then you came to the leadership of the party, to the friends that are the friends of the Raila Molo Odinga and the situation in the country at large. Maybe what did you pick? You personally, did you pick from that conversation?
Okay. Thank you. I can say that that was uh I watched the interview, and I can say that Winnie is a wise Winnie
Pole.
is a wise lady,
Mm,
and also the choice of words that you used, or
mhm,
words that if you are not somebody who went through the classes of literature,
mm,
you cannot really decipher, you cannot really understand what she meant. But she was full of wisdom on how she was answering the whole questions, even
mhm,
though some of them are directed or were personal.
mm,
But she handled the questions with a lot of wisdom. But again, I can generally say that she has a say, she has her own stand, she has her own way of doing politics,
yeah.
she has her own way of, giving her opinions, she has her own ways of advising the people within ODM. She has her own way on how she wants ODM to be run. And I can say that ODM has a lot. They have a lot based on the conversations which are going on. They have a lot based on the wrangles and the difficult things that they are going through.
Mhm,
I can also say that ODM, from the words of Winnie,
mm,
there is a group, or the current decisions that have been made in the party are not ones, I mean,
mm,
are not decisions which have been made with the consultation of the people or with the consultation of the majority of the party members. And I've ever said here that any conversation or decision that has been made by leaders without consultation of the people, that is not decision, because democracy dictates that it should be a government of the people and for the people, and of course by the people, a
mhm,
government that consults. In this situation,
mhm,
nobody consulted the people, even though ODM has more, almost 10 million subscribers. It was
mm,
wise for them to get to the ground and get to understand the will of the people, the wishes of the people, before finally making the decision of
mm,
settling or walking the way that they were walking. But again, Winnie did remind us of the bad decisions,
mm,
and part of the things that surprises her are the hurried decisions that have been made within the party. Some
mm,
of it are the election packs, which, according to her, should be done 3 months to the general election.
yeah.
But if it is done a year or 2 years, then it clearly shows you that there are some people who have personal interest, which then supersedes the wishes of the people and the majority of the party.
Okay.
So those are some of the things that we've always pointed out, and she did clarify the same.
Mm,
And I can also say that she she's a good leader. I can say
mm,
she's a good leader. According to her words, she can listen to the people, and maybe if she's given a chance, should be able to transform a lot in terms of leadership, because we've seen her having the mentality of first consult the people,
mhm,
first engage the people, first listen to the people. Is it something that the people are, approving? And then something that I like about her is the consistency in her word. She keeps saying that it is the people to decide. If the people says yes, we will go that way. But if the people refuses, there's nothing you
mm,
can do.
yeah.
And that's a good thing. That's a good mentality. If you see leaders have it, because as a leader, you're going to be making decisions which are then going to influence how a group
Mm,
of people, citizens, are governed. without
mhm,
consultation, without listening, without getting to know where they are being pinched, or without getting to know where they're getting the pain. You cannot really understand the right ways or procedures
mhm.
uh, to use in matters of, I mean, implementing the views or the economical or the political views of the people.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Makobura, for your observation, especially on the interview and what was said by Winnie Odinga, and the. Okay, thank you so much. I decided to okay now, as you said that to me there are quite a few things that I really picked about Winnie Odinga, especially when it comes to the transition of the party and how the activities of the party was being conducted. I think like so many times we've come here and questioned the manner in which even Oburu Odinga was installed as the party leader. You know, the process itself. We also questioned about the ODM at 20. Remember, when you look at what happened in Mombasa, they were celebrating. You know, Raila was bigger than ODM. And ODM at 20 in Mombasa was about celebrating Raila Molo Odinga. And, you know, they went ahead and went ahead with the celebration. You know, you're celebrating, yet the family, or for example Mama Ida, was still mourning the husband. She did not even get a chance to be in Mombasa. So it tells you how um, they could have been forces that were running these issues of ODM that did not go well with Winnie. And I think maybe even for them and Junior to attend the meeting in Mombasa was just a way of salvaging the image of the party, or like to send a signal that things are right. But indeed it was because like you remember she said that okay, we've just lost the party leader, and all these processes are happening, and the people who are celebrating, yet we've just lost. So it did not show quite a good picture, and that is something that we spoke about it here, about the process, and also the manner in which the even how the manner in which even the NDC, the ratification of the leaders, because like until now she still insists that the leaders, including Gladys Wanga, Oburu, and all the leadership, including the two deputies, they are still in acting capacity. So that is something that we are going to continue to point out some of the things that we picked from the Winnie's interview. Miguda, are you still there? And I can see my brother Musimamoto is here.
Yeah,
Maybe
just to
what did you pick?
okay, what I pick, particularly in the issue of transition, whereby she said that Oburu Odinga right now is acting in capacity of the party leader
Yeah.
as we proceed for the transition,
Mhm.
and she actually make it very clear concerning the party positions in terms of constitution, in
Mhm.
terms of the people, in terms of the future of the party. She
Mhm.
spoke about the future, but most importantly, what I realized is that when actually she's creating her own space politically, she
Mhm.
never mentioned anyone's interest, because when she was even asked questions like to do with the imposters like Salah, she declined.
Mhm.
Junaid, she declined. Then she ensured that the relationship between her and the uncle remained family affair. But most importantly, she goes ahead and said that in Nairobi, Sifuna is the most popular elected leader, ignoring Babu Owino. To that extent, that she's creating her own space by not allowing anyone who is closer to her to rise. So I think I can't blame her, because in politics, everybody must fight for her or his own space. There's no one who's coming to fight for you. So that is what I learned more, so that she's coming out,
Mhm.
creating her own space to bargain for the future.
Okay, before I invite in my brother Musimamo, you've spoke about the Winnie speaking about the uncle who is Oburu Odinga, and at some point, uh, Yvonne did ask about the leadership of ODM. She was asked about Wanga, and she replied by let the Oma Bay people decide. You know, she's trying her best. But now, when it comes to Oburu, she was very much um, extensive, and how describing who Oburu is, you know, as compared to other leaders that she was asked, and you know, and even when she was asked about Wanga, there was that post that she had. Why do you think oh, sorry, Miguda is out. All right, thank you. I hope Miguda is going to come back, and I will also have to talk about especially ask about that. Musimamo, asante sana ndugu yangu kwa kujiunga na sisi. Tunajaribu kuangalia na kutoa wazo tu kwa yale yaliyotokea jana katika mahojiano ambapo yalifanyika katika pale Citizen TV na Yvonne Okwara kwa Winnie. Kuna mambo ambayo alizungumzia. Labda wewe ni jambo gani ambapo labda wewe ulipata kusikia ambapo labda unaweza katuambia na unaweza sema kwamba ilikuwa na maana gani?
Unajua kuna huu msemo wa kizungu mnapenda kuzungumza, like father like son. Sasa sijashua kwamba hapo na sasa tutasemaje, is it like father like daughter? Anyway, mtanisaidia nyewe wa mombo na maana sasa sina usemi. Wacha kwanza nichukue fursa hii kusalimu wewe mwenye binafsi hapo kwanza, alafu ndugu yangu hapa Makabo, alafu na wale ambao wako upande wa pili kule, upande wa comment section, Shaima, Paulo na wengine.
Oh, umekwama.
So kwa ndugu yangu hapa pia Jesper Kona, ni unanipata?
Siku labda kuna shida mahali, ni kama unakwama kwa kipasa sauti chako
kidogo tu. Basi naweza narudi na rekebisha mambo, nafikiri hayawi sawa hapa kidogo tu, narudi tu muda hii.
Okay. Asante sana. Wacha tuingie hapa kwa comment section tusikie pia jambo students students of D didn't understand Winnie. Hawa ni wakina nani Shaima? You have forgotten to say that she said that they didn't give Oburu time to mourn his brother. Yes, indeed, yes. That one also was yeah. So actually, as a family, they were not given time. Makubura, there are few things that I really picked, especially because like I was trying to write them down, and Winnie said this, and you know, this has been something that ODM members, majority of them, and some do not agree that Baba did not left ODM in government, and Winnie also maintained that ODM was not left in the government, and she challenged Yvonne Okwara if there's any clip, especially that Baba said that should be played. And you know, this has always been an issue, or is not an issue, but it has always been a conversation that is in ODM where we were left. There are those who feel that Baba left at his government. There are those who feel that Baba did not leave us in the government. And now Winnie came out and said that Baba did not leave us in government. If there is any clip that Baba said that he left us in government, then you can play that. That is something that also I pick. You can also talk about that. Miguda too can share his view. Um, she also went ahead and said that some people want to achieve something which doesn't stand, uh, which does not something that is. He was talking about the leadership or ODM, and he said that that is not the creed of ODM, and they're taking advantage of the situation. And he said that the way some people might think that what is happening between him and Oburu is a tug of political war, and he said that that could be a protection. So when you look at that protection, Miguda and Makobura, it means from the talks, Winnie believed that there are small forces or there are some forces somewhere that are dictating what Oburu should be doing. And for her coming out, first of all, is protecting ODM. Secondly, is also protecting the uncle from making those dire mistakes. That is how I understand it. I might be wrong. To start with you, Makobura, what do you say about the not left in government, and also asking Yvonne Okwara to play the clip, and also those who are taking advantage, feel that there are those who are taking advantage of the situation?
Me think Winnie was right.
Yeah.
She was right because in her whole statement, she would give references and she would even quote quite a lot. For example, all these people have been saying that, oh, Baba told them, Baba told them, Baba told them. The truth of the matter is, if Baba was supposed to tell people something, then Winnie Odinga, her daughter, would have been part of those people who would be told quite a lot.
Mm.
And again, if Baba told, just like she mentioned,
Yeah.
if Baba talked to some of the politicians and told them something in private, then they are not supposed to come out and then start forcing the people that Baba told them. Because Baba used to be a friend to so many people. If they were told in private, let it remain private, because that, according to her statement, is part of showing respect to the dead. And it is wrong for people coming out to confuse the world and to confuse the supporters of Baba by them continuing to tell the people that, you know, Baba told us, Baba wanted us to go this direction.
Mm.
Baba, the only thing that the people would believe is the time that he took the mic and spoke to the people. And when he took the mic and spoke to the people, he was very categorical. He did say very well that, who told you that ODM is not going to field a presidential candidate in the coming general election?
Yeah.
And that is enough. That tells you that he was not specific. There were still rooms for negotiation. There were still so many things ahead that needed to be tackled. He
Yeah.
did not force the people to walk a journey that they were not ready for. And if he was supposed to make that direction, he would then take his time to first give the people reasons why he thinks and believes that that is the right direction. So to me, I can also still say that it is not right for close allies of Raila or the people who are with him to continue misleading the people and using the name of Baba, who left a legacy that, you know, that is well remembered.
All right.
And maybe this is something that Shema had spoken about here. Remember, he did say that the choices of word that Winnie used were words full of wisdom. And I did mention that only people who understands literature or went through the class of literature would
Uh,
decipher or understand what Winnie was speaking about. I think that is the comment that that is what Shaima was referring to when he said that when she said that what were dear, I don't know what, something like that.
okay.
And
What were
then
the?
she also, yeah, she also said that I forgot giving my views on. There's a comment here that she brought forth. You have forgotten to say that she said they didn't give Oburu time to mourn his brother. It is true. It is true because what Winnie was saying is that she's not regretting that Dr. Buru is the one who has been given the position. It is okay. But again, she did mention that the party has a structure, and she also said that, well, one of the reasons why he's still happy with the fact that Oburu is still the leader of ODM is that Oburu himself acknowledge the fact that he's just holding for the young people.
Mm,
And that comment clearly, of course, tells you that that is why the young politicians are also jogging and, of course, firing as a sign of just showing the older version that they are ready to pick up, they are ready to take the mantle, and they are ready to work with the people. The only worry that she is having is that while Dr. Buru is still the party leader and the leader or the head of this party, they are not considerate. They are not willing to embrace people with divergent opinion.
mm.
They are also not willing to work with the people or ask the people get the views of the people. That is the only worry that she has. And then something else is that the youth are also not being engaged, and especially the true supporters of ODM. That is the worry that Winnie Odinga has with this faction that already has gone or is going to the government.
All right. Thank you so much. And let me engage Miguda, then Musimamo will come. Miguda, we've talked about not being in the government and all that. There's also something that also Winnie talked about procedure. And he said that everything that is happening is happening under the ODM. And from the look of things, there is a procedural way in which they do their things. And he pointed out the manner in which Oburu was installed, the manner in which he talked of about 10-point agenda, which should be the anchor or should be the marking scheme to see whether all that they agreed between the Right Honorable Prime Minister and Ruto is actualized, which by around 7th of March 2006, that is when that memoranda should expire. When they look at it, she also talked about the NDC. No, the NDC. She talked about the meeting that was held in Kilifi, and again, now there is that we are going to work with UDA, and these are happening without engaging the public. So, which means she's questioning the processes. And from the look of things, when you look at in the public, you know those who are pushing for what and those who are not pushing for what. So, when now you look at that, how is this one putting, especially those that people have always had in mind that these are the people who are pushing for this and these are pushing for this? And how is this one going to make sure that ODM will come back to its normalcy?
ODM will come back to its normalcy because this is how the people, the structures in ODM are quite effective to the extent that it can run effectively even with the one person working out of ODM. ODM people have worked out of ODM from time it was formed to date, but ODM has always remained strong because of the structures.
Mm.
Reason why I'm saying so is because I'd just like to say two things. One, Winnie seems to be informed. She seems to be having a lot of secrets. But of course, she also confessed that she cannot say everything in public. She's privy to some information. That was Raila. She used to hide so many things. When he said Raila could speak publicly to the people, Raila was an open book. We could read Raila. But there are people who say Raila told them. So Raila has never, ODM cannot be run like Raila told us. ODM, there used to be structure, NDC, public engagement, press conference. So it was a public party, not a private entity in terms of its operation. So we need trying to get it clear that nobody could know Baba's fate. Even them in the house, they could not know what next he will say or the action he will take next. But so the only document they have right now for reference is 10-point agenda. So anybody who is in a hurry not to implement 10-point agenda, and he started by the NADCO report. He said there's a group already going with the NADCO report. Let us give them time. And also let us also identify 10-point agenda. Then later we can discuss. Then more so, let us use the ODM constitution So she seems to be taking steps of Baba. Baba used to do his things, and he said even during the formation of coalition agreement is something 3 months to election, not this early. Why do you want to form coalition too early? So, of course, she has got no problem with Oburu being the transitional leader right now, but she has a problem with the people around Oburu. That's one must be understood. So, according to me, it's very clear that even though Oburu is moving in that speed with the people, but the lady seems to know where the people are, also seems to know where the original tools of Raila. But what I'm trying to say is people are trying to say that Winnie, maybe another Odinga. But my appeal is very simple in a humble note. You have to create for your own space, fight for your own space. If you can manage, come out, stop all those nonsense that we cannot follow a woman, Winnie Odinga. Just create your own path, fight. Because what I'm trying to say is that I also want to use parables the way Winnie used to had his her words. I'm saying we have a people in this country. We have the people. We have Kenyan people. We have Makobura, we have Msimamo, Bro Benson, and myself. There are no people who are going to be created. You can't create your own people. That with me, I'm coming to politics. I want to create my own people. So these are my people. These are my good people. No, these Raila's people are the same people that you must scramble for. So it's up to you to scramble for these people. So it's how you use your tactic and how strategic you are. So I believe that the young lady, she's on a slow pace, but she's making significant inroads. Lastly, the issue of party, Makobura, the issue of party leader, she says she's not yet ripe, but when the right time comes, she will take it. So I think she's very, very strategic. I think Raila taught them very well. They were taught politics from the house, so they know how to make steps, to make moves, what to say, what not to say, action to be taken in times of crisis. What do you do in times of confusion? What do you do, and so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you. Msimamo, una mambo ya kuongeza kabla tuende kwa the next topic?
Si unajua kwamba nilikatiwa hapa, lakini nikapata ushauri hapa kutoka kwa dadangu, asema we Msimamo bwana, panda juu ya mti hapo kidogo, mambo atakuwa sawa. Nami naona bora ni kwee haswa juu ya mnazi hapa, ili angalau neti siweze ikanipotea tena, na nashukuru naona napatikana sasa kwa hali iliyo safi. Labda tunathibitishe hilo upande wako.
Tunakusikiza, uko sawa.
Okay, asante. Kwanza pokee zangu ndugu yangu hapo Gudia, na pia nimshukuru haswa kwa yale mambo amenifanyia. Nimeshukuru kweli na kwa moyo mkunjufu. Alafu pia nishukuru tu wote ambao mko hapa, niwasalimie. Lakini kubwa zaidi pia niongezee tu pale ambapo mmezungumza mengi kuhusiana na interview ya Winnie, ambayo mtazamo wangu mimi Winnie nilimkubali ile siku alijitokeza kwa rali. Hapo ndipo nilisoma kwamba makweli maji basi hufuata mkondo. Maji hufuata mkondo. Na interview ya jana pia ilinithibitisha kwa mara nyingine ya pili kwamba bila shaka maji hufuata mkondo. Unajua, katika jinsi ya kuzungumza sio katika masuala haya ya interview, sina ujuzi mwingi hivyo, lakini ninapenda sana kuangalia sana interviews nyingi, haswa viongozi wale wakifanya interview zao, wapi kwa kubana maneno, wapi kwa kupasuka vizuri haswa na kuweka mambo wazi, lakini pia wapi ambapo unajua kwamba unaweza ukabana kidogo, kwa sababu hawa ndugu zetu wana habari, unajua wana ile kwamba hawataki eti niliambiwa wao watadudu, wao wataunga mle, wataingiza mle, ambapo haswa wengi wanajiuliza hayo maswali. So inafika mahali unabana kidogo, ili kusudi kwamba kulinda heshima ya ya kile ambacho nakizungumza, lakini pia heshima ya yule pengine ni mlengo mwenye anazungumziwa pale. So unakuta kama jana masuala kama vile ambavyo alikuwa anaulizwa haswa na uteuzi wa mama yake na kazi ile ambayo ameweza kupewa na serikali, wengi tulitegemea majibu ambayo yatatoka pale kinzana, lakini pia aliweza kuibana kwa kuweza kulinda kwanza heshima ya kwamba ni mtoto na siku zote sikio alizidi kichwa, lakini pia vile vile ambavyo aliweza kuliweka katika hali ya ukomavu, nilifarijika zaidi. Lingine la pili ambalo lilinikosha pia ni la huyu baba yake mkubwa ambaye tunamuita ankoli yake sasa kwa kizungu, jinsi alivyo pia ilinda heshima yake pale, ili kusije kukangia mgongano, kwamba ionekane kwamba hapa kuna utofauti. Yakija masuala ya familia ya kusawa, masuala ya chama, basi akaweka wazi kwamba kuna katiba ya chama ifuate kikamilifu. Lakini kubwa zaidi lilonikosha pia ni ile kwamba aliweza hasa kuwaeleza haswa misingi haswa ya chama, kwamba ni chama ambacho kinaongozwa na katiba, na hakingewazi kutufanya maamuzi yake kuongea haswa maamuzi pasipo kukaa haswa kwa pamoja, ili ikizungumza isionekane kwamba iwe ni chama haswa kimezungumza kwa pamoja. Kwa mazungumzo yote yalifanywa haswa na vitengo maalum na kwa wakati fulani, wakati husika haswa. So hakuna kitu ambacho kilifanywa na mtu mmoja ama watu wawili wachache. So mambo yalikuwa yanazungumzwa chama yanaishiwa kichwa kaswali, yanazungumzwa kichama. So ameweka hiyo heshima na pia ameeleza haswa ukomavu kwamba ama kweli ana vivaa viatu vya babake, na nadhani pia kama ataongeza pale, basi ataweza kuwa na wafuasi, kwa sababu msisitizo wake mkubwa ambao mimi ulinijenga zaidi, yeye alikuwa anaishia tu kwa wananchi. Vyovyote vile mtamsukuma Winnie, lakini mwisho wa siku atarudi pale pale kwa mwananchi, na aliweka wazi kwamba chama hiki si chama tu cha viongozi, ni chama cha wananchi. Ndio maana kimezagaa haswa taifa lote. So akarudi pale pale ninapotaka mimi haswa, kwamba mwananchi apewe kipaumbele. So sina mengi ya kuongeza kwa sababu wenzangu wameweza kuyadadavua, lakini kwa kweli ilikuwa ni interview ambayo ilikuwa na heshima yake na hadhi yake. Palipostahili kubana alibana, palipostahili kufunguka alifunguka, haswa pale kwa huyu Oketch Salah. Nikimalizia na huo kuhuba wa hiyo familia, alimeliweka wazi. So for real it was a nice interview, na pia kujifunza haswa sisi wengine ambao na sisi tuko hapa katika hizi media, tuone kwamba siku nyingine tukipata nafasi ya kuweza kuongea mahali, tutaongea nini, wapi tutafunguka, wapi tutabana, maana mwisho wa siku pia na sisi tunachangia haswa katika njia moja ama nyingine katika taifa hili. Kwa wale wanatusikiza pia wanapata hamasa sasa kutoka hapa. So kwa kweli hilo tu ndio nitakalo liongezea hapa kwa hii interview ya jana, kwa sababu ilikuwa na hadhi yake, ilikuwa na heshima yake, na tumemuona amestand wapi, amesimama wapi. Kama ni kwa mwananchi, basi tunaelewa fika. Na pia niongezee mahali pale, kwa hiyo masuala ya kujiunga mapema haswa kwa muungano huu wa UDA na ODM, mbona mapema? Na kuna yale ambayo yalikuwa ni ya msingi haswa ya zile ajenda 10 ambazo zilikuwa zimeweza kutolewa haswa kusainiwa, na mpaka muda huu kwa kweli hazijatimizwa haswa kikamilifu. Tukitazama ni mwaka mmoja na kidogo wenye umebaki. So kila kitu nadhani alikigusa katika hali ya usawa, alijitahidi kadri ya uwezo wake haswa kujibu yale maswali katika hali ya ukomavu, kiasi kwamba amemsoma baba yake vizuri, jinsi alivyokuwa anajibu maswali yake na vile alikuwa anapanga vitu vyake. Kwa hivyo ni kiongozi, na ombi langu haswa katika jopo zima la ODM waweze kumconsider, kwa sababu yeye mwenyewe kakiri kwamba ni mwanachama wa ODM. Kwa hivyo wamconsider vizuri, na pia waweze kukipalilia hiki kipawa, ili kusudi haswa kisife mazima, na mwisho wa siku haswa, licha kwamba pengine haswa jinsi yake ni mwanamke, lakini kwa kweli uongozi upo haswa ule uliokuwa na babake. Asante.
Well, thank you so much, Msimamo. Allow me, of course, to welcome Good Year. Thank you so much for finding time to join us. Allow me to say to welcome, of course, Shaima and our good friend Paul for as well finding time to be with us. We really appreciate. We're asking that if you're watching us for the first time, kindly like and subscribe. If you do so, it is a way of supporting us. Hapa tutasema ni asante. Shaima was telling me Osaore. I don't know whether now it's supposed to be Osaore. I don't know. I think that should be morning if I'm not wrong. Shaima, unamaanisha nini? I've seen a comment where you had said Osaore. I don't know whether you're greeting or something else, but thank you so much. We appreciate. Goodia is saying, why didn't we know a lot of this so-called adopted son? Oketch Salah. Is this his real name? Mhm. Okay, we will get to know maybe as time goes because people has a lot to say, and of course the views of the people are ziko mingi. Yeah, so maybe Msimamo. The next thing that I want us to talk about, being that we've talked about ODM and the hurried decisions that they are making. Currently, we are having an early 2027 election fever in Kenya. And the question we're asking is it too early or even necessary? We are seeing parties like UDA are already seeing an early rush for nomination tickets. We are seeing politicians are also positioning themselves barely halfway through the current term. And something we're also seeing here is governance, of course, versus politics. Are leaders working or campaigning? Are they working? Are they doing all those things they promised to the people, or they are campaigning? Are the voters fatigued about the recycling of leadership? A leadership that keeps promising and not delivering. Msimamo. Is Kenya stuck in permanent campaign mode? Because we are seeing campaign starting from the first day of election, the first moment after being sworn in, we are seeing campaign going till another election. Is Kenya stuck in permanent campaign mode? Does early competition improve democracy, or even does it distract leaders? Who benefits from this early politics? Is it the citizens or the politicians? Msimamo.
Asante kaka kwa swali lenye atija ambalo litakuwa na mafunzo tele. Unajua, mimi nitasema hivi, kuna gwiji wa siasa na kuna kiongozi. Kiongozi ni yule ambaye anatawaliwa na uongozi ndani. Kwa kila anakifanya hajisifu tu, anakifanya kionekane kwa vitendo, haswa kwa wale wanaoongoza. Lakini pia ikija katika masuala ya suluhu, anatoa suluhu ambalo wengi ambao wamelifanyia na kadka, anatoa suluhu ambalo litakuwa na tija ili kuweza kuonyesha ule uongozi. Lakini hapa tulipo tulibahatika kupata gwiji wa siasa, nduli wa kisiasa, anajua jinsi gani ya kuipanga siasa, wapi aweke kasi, wapi apunguze. So tunakuta sasa katika hiyo hali hatutaondokana katika campaign mood kwa sababu ya kukosa ule uongozi. For instance, tunashuhudia kwamba sasa hivi kila kitu inawekwa kwa media. Leo tumeona movement kule sasa akileta tena yale ya zamani, haswa ya manifesto ya Kenya Kwanza, akitaja tena kina mamboga na kina bodaboda. Yale bado tuko katika hiyo kampeni hiyo. Hata mawaziri wenye ambao wameteuliwa bado wana stand katika kampeni hiyo ya mama mboga na bodaboda. Enzi hizo kile ambacho kimezungumzwa na kimekaa masikioni mwa watu bado ndio ambacho kinanadiwa. So unakuta katika hiyo sera yao ni sera ya kwamba ni ya kuonyesha how smart am I in terms na politics, but unakuta how dull am I as a leader. So hapa tunakuta tunapelekwa na wale ambao wanakuta wako smart kwa siasa, nani wa kumtoa kisiasa. So tunaona kwamba ndio mshindano sasa. Ukipanga hapa, kesho ametafuta media hapa ili kusudi ajibu mashambulizi. Akiongea huyu hapa, kesho yule ametafuta media na sababu yoyote, hata kama ni kulaunch kitu, lakini ile wapate nafasi ya ujumbe kumfikia, la pia na kujieleza serikali inafanya nini on daily basis. So this tulipata mwanasiasa tukakosa kiongozi, na ndio maana unakuta kuanzia 2017 up to date still bado tuko kwa siasa, na tutakuendelea hivi hivi na siasa katika uongozi huu, ambapo atajaliwa kama atakuendelea mbele, kama ataachia hapa, Mungu ndiye ajua. Lakini kiukweli ni kwamba tutashuhudia siasa, kwa sababu uongozi haupo. Kiongozi ni mtulivu, kiongozi ni mpangaji, kiongozi ni yule ambaye akitoka akizungumza kwamba nimefanya hiki, watu tayari washaona, ashateka nyoyo na akili, ashajibrand kutokana haswa na matendo yake. Sasa umejenga hiyo trust, kitu tunafanya sasa ni ushindi tu. Unajua wanasiasa wanajipa kazi ngumu wao wenyewe kwa kukosa, kwa kutowatendea haki wananchi. Umewaahidi, hujatimiza. Watengezea jambo dogo unatangaza, pia inachosha, unaona. Lakini kiongozi yule mnyamazifu anapanga vitu vyake, anajua sasa ni wakati wangu huu, wacha niutumie ili pindi nitakapotoka hapa, kwa sababu hakuna mtu atakaa katika uongozi milele. Atakaye kuja atakuja kushikilia mbele, kwa sababu taifa hili linatuhitaji sote. So kaka yangu, nikimalizia ni kwamba usishangae haya ya siasa hii. Hapo ndipo tumefikia kwa sasa, kwa sababu aliyo juu yeye ni smart kwa siasa, si smart kwa uongozi. Asante.
Miguda, what is your take on the early campaign that we are seeing in the Republic of Kenya? And the question we are asking tonight is Kenya stuck in permanent campaign mode? We've been seeing politicians campaigning from the first day they've been, sworn in to the last day. Does early campaign improve democracy or distract leaders? Who benefits from this early politics? Is it the citizens or the politicians? We are seeing parties like UDA already seeing an early rush for nomination tickets. We've seen politicians also positioning themselves barely halfway through the current term. Are leaders working or campaigning? Voter fatigue. The voters are already tired, and some of them worried about the recycling of leaders. Miguda, what are your views?
You talk of voter fatigue, but I want to say in Kenya, there have been campaign mode. I cannot say that people have been campaigning all through, because campaigns is also expensive. Like right now, we are starting campaigns, and we were doing our calculation. It's expensive. You can't. It needs people like Ruto to do it non-stop. But maybe I can say presidential, but gubernatorial, members of parliament, sometimes very much expensive. You can't meet people daily. Sometimes you need to be in office to work for your people. But if you are privileged like president, you can gauge the ground on a daily basis. Having said that, Kenya is also not a small country. Maybe if you are in Western, tomorrow you are in Northeastern, you move, meet a people camp. You might realize that you are not campaigning, but there is your campaigning. But the thing has always been, the president has been taking advantage of his office to do campaigns. The deputy president as well has been taking advantage of the office to do campaigns because they're having the resources within them in terms of the taxes. They can move across the country campaigning and also giving people handout in the quote
Bwana simpati ama ni mimi?
Miguda, I think he's having a problem with his internet. Maybe if he
Labda
comes back.
nimwongezee hapo kidogo tukimsubiria hapo.
Okay.
Kwa hiyo kampeni
Okay. Let me conclude. Network is a problem today, so let me just conclude before it throws me out. I'm saying the opposition have a challenge in terms of resources, in terms of privileges. The president is privileged and the deputy. Then let me say the incumbency is always privileges. And remember before Raila died, Raila used to campaign all through. But Raila was a master. He was different from this because Raila used not to give people handouts. Raila used not to issue money to people. He used just to come and critique the government of the day. Same time he used to meet people. But what I know is that presidential campaigns, they are usually campaigns. Not that is the first time we are seeing campaigns. You can be lied to that. Stop campaigning. Stop going to. It's too early to campaign right now. But your opponent is busy campaigning. For instance, right now, if William Ruto is lying to you that it's not time for campaign, my friend, unless you are crazy, William Ruto is campaigning extensively. He's spending much in campaigns right now. All those tours he's making across the country, that is he's campaigning. Then he's lying to you. No, wait for 2027, my friend. If you wait until 27, you'll be number 4, or you get 1 million votes. So what I know is that has been a culture in this country whereby immediately after elections, people begin their campaign. But most of the incumbency has been enjoying most of the privileges. But for you to fight against incumbency, you need to have tactics like Raila Odinga. Raila used to meet people in Wajir, Garissa, Mombasa without spending a penny. Then he was giving them a run for their money. That's what Gachagua should do on the team. They should they should see how they will give Ruto a run for his money, but not let them just be strategic. They let them be strategic, and I think there's no cause for alarm right now. Even Winnie, what was she doing in the interview? Like our good friend Shaima said, you need to be a little bit intelligent to understand what she was saying. Like me, what I realized, she was making very significant moves. Actually, she was campaigning. She got a free platform for the campaign. But now she's privileged. She's doing it without spending a penny, like the father. Like father, like daughter. Now, not much money being spent. Like other people do spend a lot of money in campaigns. Other people are privileged, they don't spend money, they're being elected. So Makobor, I think, is how you do your campaigns. You can The issue here, I think, is how you are spending money or taxpayers' money. Instead, you can meet people even on a daily basis. Like us, we have been coming to the studio here for every day. So how do you use the public money? That's the question I think we should be answering here.
Gudia, I mean, Msimamo, you wanted to say something. And before you come, allow me to read this comment from Gudia saying that, why didn't we know a lot of this so-called adopted son come? Yeah, so you will give your take as well. Msimamo, what are your views on these words? I mean, in these comments.
Yeah, kindly. Which comment kindly? Yeah. Wacha ni
I mean, and
some
maybe
hiyo.
you can also give your views on this. We
Unanipata
saw
sasa?
okay,
I'm
proceed.
audible. Why didn't we know a lot of this called adopted? Sawa. Sawa. Mimi pale nitaongezea haswa ni kwa huyu kakaangu na kampeni. Ukweli hapa lazima tuambiane. Kampeni si ati baada tu ya hii serikali kuingia kwa mamlaka ndio walianza kampeni. Kampeni ilianza muda mrefu hata kabla ya uchaguzi, na hata kabla hiyo huo uchaguzi wa 2022 kutangazwa rasmi kwamba watu waingie kwa kampeni, already watu walikuwa kwa kampeni. Mfumo wa uongozi wake ni kampeni tupu. Kwa hivyo haijaanza leo na haitakoma leo, ni kwamba tu ni mbinu zinazotumika katika hiyo kampeni ndio zinabadilika. Wakati ule kampeni yake ilikuwa ni kulaumu serikali iliyopo ya Uhuru Kenyatta, yeye akiwa makamu wa rais ama akiwa deputy wa rais, but alikuwa anaiponda ndani kwa ndani, na mwisho wa siku pia anatukumbusha kwamba unafikiri mimi kukaa na nyuma kwa Uhuru Kenyatta, unaona mimi najipanga panga mdogo mdogo hapo. Mwisho wa siku maneno haya tu madogo madogo alikuwa anatueleza, lakini mwisho wa siku alipiga kampeni yake. Nakumbuka ule wakati wa kusimamisha masuala na was it BBI, kampeni tupu. So tumeanza kuona hii uongozi wake, hasa mimi msimamo kwamba huyu hayupo katika uongozi, yani hajajaliwa roho ya uongozi ndani. Kila amepewa ni ubabe wa kisiasa, ni mkomavu katika masuala na siasa, anaweza panga siasa yake akaibadilisha ukweli ukaonekana, yani uongo ukaonekana ukweli tu kwa dakika moja ama dakika mbili tu. So yuko hapo, that's hiyo ndo nature yake, kipawa alichojaliwa nacho, lakini si cha uongozi. So hata kuingia kwa uongozi ni kule kuonyesha wale wapinzani wake walikuwa wanamkosoa kwamba haizi kuwa sasa nimekuwa rais, mtadu. Lakini ukija katika plans, mipangilio haipo. Na kwa nini nasema haipo kama msimamo? Kwanza, kama kiongozi ni lazima uangalie wale unaoongoza wana matarajio gani kwako kama kiongozi, then unastiki hapo kwanza mapema. Ulitengeza jina sasa, unajibrand. Wakati kama huu tungekuwa tunazungumzia haya, tunangojea sasa tuone kwamba Singapore ya kweli sasa ishafika, maana uwezo upo, rasilimali za nchi zinatosha, kama tu mianya itazibwa, haswa hii ya ufujaji wa pesa kama hii ambayo ndugu yangu hapa Guriaga amezungumzia kwamba State House imekuwa sasa ni kambi ya mikutano, na mikutano hii inafanyika pesa ya mtoza ushuru ambaye ni Mkenya, ni mimi na wewe. So kiukweli hapa kampeni zilianza muda mrefu na hazitaisha leo wala kesho, kwa sababu ni nature, iko ndani ya damu, ishaingia ndani ya nyama. Kwa hivyo kutokana katika hilo ni uongo, ni ngumu. Mimi tu nilitaka kuongezea hapo, asante.
Okay, maybe to Miguda, we saw the United Opposition having a meeting today at PLP office, and they're saying that those who think they have difference should think otherwise because they don't, and they're planning themselves on the coming general election. And they also said that wanapimana bado ubabe, hivyo basi after some few years, months, they will decide on who will run as the presidential candidate. They also warned the government against using goons or the police to interfere with the opposition. What are your views, Miguda, on their plan? and the possibility of them going to win, and whether you think they're making a good move in terms of preparing. Migude, you give us your take, and then after that, your final remarks, and then Simamo will also give us his take on this and the final remark.
Okay. Why are you calling them united opposition? Which measurement have you measured them to know that they are united opposition? So it means that anybody who is not with the team is not united. So do we say that united opposition against united government? Because the people in government will say, okay, we are a united government against united opposition. I think they're just opposition. This thing united is not making logic to me. They are in opposition, and the fact that they are united is good. They are together today. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. This politics, you have seen some people jumping or party hopping. We just pray they stick together. But also when it comes to flag bearer and the running mate, they should also settle on one person. They should not scramble. They should not be selfish. They should shelve their selfishness. Then they can have a they can beat William Ruto if they decide to do a formula that is workable for the people, because there are so many people in that team. They should just agree, and it should be not be a one-man show. Let them not give it to Gashago all the time. It seems like Gashago is the only person who is speaking from that group. I saw Matiangi today, even though they are just speaking, but the person who is punching, you know Raila in the picture position. They need to do significant. They should not be cowards. Some of them are afraid of tear gas. Some of them are afraid of cells. Some of them are afraid of bullets. So if they want power, they should be ready for anything. So let them come out, Bana, and campaign and move and take William Ruto, give him a run for his money. They should now. William Ruto should not be sleeping, but right now William Ruto is sleeping. Is even you find William Ruto in the Jubilee, the what call the UDA, what they had previously the party. So UDA governing council, he's even having time to chair the UDA governing council. So it means he's not busy. I can just say it's a good step. At least we have a people. At least we have a contest. If they decided to remain the way they are until 27, we are going to have people. We are going to have the incumbent defending his seat against another horse. We might end up with two horses, or maybe a third force can be there. But it's good for the country because we are a democratic country. We need competition. We need to ensure that we are freely. But there are many things that are happening. I understand there are issues to do with the self-abduction, alleged. There are issues to do with the threats, alleged, and et al. So I just want to say, in my view, I'm glad because at least we are in a democratic space. You are not subjected to support William Ruto. You can decide to walk out and all have your things, what they're having there. So that's a good thing. There are countries whereby if you don't subscribe to Museveni, then you are going to be to be besige. If you don't subscribe to Samia Suluhu, you are going to be Tindu Lisu. But here we are not subscribing to Ruto, but we are freely here criticizing him, forming alliances, moving across the country. So that's a very good environment to do politics. Yeah, I prefer Kenya to other East African countries. So that is why we are here and we are insisting that it should be that way. Makobura, my last comment. First, let me begin by appreciating you to host the show and Bro Benson, our good friend, Msimamo. I like the way Msimamo is calling ODM. That's really accent coming from him. ODM. ODM. She is calling ODM very nicely. Okay. Shaima Hussein, thank you for your comment. The conversation. You are here early. Thank you for coming to the show, and also thank you for being one of the people who could interpret Madam's messages on the explainer. That's very good. Thank you, Paul Kisiang. Of late, you are very much committed. You are very much into us, and we appreciate you. And always, we feel great when you come because without you, there's no Robinson Media. Good year. I came a little bit late. I came when you are leaving, but you have also come back when I'm leaving. So we have been on the traffic today. You missed a lot the way you have said. Initially, before you came, we discussed some issues, but I think you will get them. And also, we appreciate you for supporting the channel and for making us moving as channel because it is very possible to move when we are together and working closely, seamlessly. Because from the look of things, future gonna be interesting. The politics gonna be nice. You see Matiang'i today. People are saying Matiang'i is not with Gashagwa, and Matiang'i is not with Gashagwa and Kalonzo. That's a lie. Matiang'i is in the game. So this thing is going to be very, very nice. Very nice to be discussed. And lastly, mwisho kabisa, I just want to state this categorically that still on my own analysis and my own view, I saw Winnie very articulative, very strategic, very significant in the future politics of this country. She's there. If I look at the future, I'm seeing Winnie, but she's making a very, very wise moves. She's not even in a hurry, and it will just come naturally. And I think she is there. In future, she is there. Many people might not be there, the current leaders, but Winnie is there. So we just wish her all the best, and because what I've said, people have refused to be strategic. People have refused to be making moves. Now, if she got that opportunity and she has actually maximized on her opportunity, what do? You just collab with her in future. But anybody who can come in a different way on your own uniqueness and challenge her, well and good. But if people are still not doing that, I am seeing her there. So wish her all the best. Our father actually did well. The grandfather did well to the country. There's some significant they brought. When you talk about independence, you cannot talk about independence without Jaramogi. When you talked about multi-party democracy, the 2010 constitution, devolution, you cannot miss Raila. So there are still a lot of things they did to the country, and they're part and parcel of the reforms of the country, with other many Kenyans, not only them exclusively, but there were other Kenyans in part of the struggle. But at least if we can get other people with the similar. Right now, there is what we call confusion in ODM, but she stand out and making things very clear that it should be this way, to an extent of having a divergent opinion with the uncle. So I think that's a very good leader in making, and we might work with her in future. See you next time. Bye bye, everybody.
Msimamo.
Asante, asante ndugu yangu Miguda kwa sifa hizo ambazo kwa kweli zinanitia moyo zaidi kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba lugha hii yetu ya Kiswahili tunaiendeleza na tunaikuza vilivyo. Vile vile pia shukrani hizi zimwendee pia ndugu yangu ya hapo kwa pongezi hiyo. So nikimalizia nitasema hivi, nitapingana na ndugu yangu Miguda hapa kwamba United Opposition wa maana makosa huielewi. Hata hivyo mambo hayaeleweki, kwa sababu sasa hatujui ni Kenya Kwanza ama ni broad based government. So huu mchanganyiko, wacha tuwaachie hao akina Ngoso na mambo yao na akina Kaisari na mambo yao, na sisi nasi tubaki na letu, ili mradi tu uangalie tu ni upande gani ambao tukiweza kuegemea basi utatujali kama wananchi na utasimama na sisi. Kama ni huku kwa kina Ngoso tutasimama huku, kama ni kwa kina Kaisari basi tutaona kwa kina Kaisari, utasema kwa kina Kaisari. Lakini huu mchanganyiko wa united opposition na mchanganyiko wa broad based government hauna tofauti. Hawa wamehama huku wamerudi huku, hawa wametoka huku wamerudi huku, kwa sababu Gachagua alikuwa huku amerudi huku, huku ODM ilikuwa huku na Jubilee imerudi upande huu. So hiyo ndo hali ilivyo ya wanasiasa, jinsi ambavyo wanatupanga. Lakini mradi tu kuwe kuna united opposition na kumetoa kiongozi atakayetujali, tusimame huko. Ni kwa kina Kaisari nako labda pengine Mungu taraa amejalia haswa kumetoka uongozi kutoka kwa ODM ambao utaweza kushikilia wakati wa 2027, tutasimama huko, ili mradi mambo ya mwananchi yaguswe zaidi. Lingine ambalo nitafunga nalo ni haswa ni wasiwasi. Unajua yote haya 9 tunazungumzia hapa, kura yetu si tatizo. Tukiamua kumtoa Kasongo tunamtoa tu, maana hata afanye nini, lakini dalili zinajionyesha haswa mwananchi yuko wapi. Kwa hivyo ina maana hatafanya makosa 2027, hata wawe ni watumia, lakini hawatafanya makosa kutokana na jinsi ambavyo wamebanwa, haswa kama wananchi tumebanwa mithili ya paka. Sasa ni tutafute kwa kutokea tu tujinusuru, lakini kila ilivyo hakuna kwa kutoka. Kwa hivyo inategemea sasa kama ni kutumia kucha, ni kutumia meno na kadhalika, ili mradi tujinusue haswa tulipo. Kwa hiyo nikimalizia ni kwamba wasiwasi wangu nimeona haswa uteuzi wa majaji. Wengine ni marafiki haswa wale waliosimama haswa upande ule wakati ule wa kesi ya ICC, alafu na uteuzi mpya huu. Sasa unajua jambo hili ni zuri, lakini mwisho wa siku unajiuliza maswali, ni zuri, lengo lake ni lipi? Isije tukajipata pale tena haswa kwa kusukumwa huko, na ukifika huko tulimalizana kitambo, kwa tunawasubiri nyie tu, tukaa sasa kura yetu imeishia hewani. Tumefanya maamuzi kwa wingi, lakini sasa yale maamuzi hayataheshimika kwa sababu aswa tumeelekezwa huko kwa hao majaji. Ndio wasiwasi wangu wa leo. Kwa hiyo kubwa ambalo nitaaga nalo hapa ni kwamba yote haya tunazungumza 9 la 10, jinsi gani ambavyo tutaweza kunusuru haswa kura yetu, ili haswa ipate sauti pale debeni ikifika 2027. Hilo naliacha kwenu, ili haswa kila tunavyoyadadavua, lakini pia tujiulize hilo swala, kwa sababu tumeshuhudia mabao yakifungwa na mkono, na siku zote ndikupigalo limekufunza, na anayeumwa na nyoka basi akiona ng'ongo hushtuka. Tumejipangaje sisi wananchi haswa kura yetu isimame pale debeni? How we are going to secure our vote? Hilo nitaliacha tu kwa leo na tutafunga nalo. Asante. Lakini kabla niondoke, pia niwashukuru wale ambao wako kwa comment section ambao wanatufuatilia wote, yani niwashukuru wasoka, kazi nzuri kwa upande huo na pia ndugu yangu nawe pia Mguda na ndugu yangu Benson pia kwa kazi nzuri hapa ambayo tunaifanya haswa wote kwa pamoja, kwa sababu tunashirikiana mithili ya vidole haswa, huyu anashika kwake, huyu anashika kwake, lakini mwisho wa siku pananyooka. Kwa hiyo tukutane tena alamsiki, tukutane tena kesho papa hapa, Mungu roho zikiwa haya. Asante ndugu yangu Mguda kwako.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate Msimamo for finding time to be with us and to join us. Thank you so much. To be good, thank you so much as well for finding time to join us this evening. Not forgetting Brother Benson, Brother Benson himself also finding time. To our viewers as well, we appreciate. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us or to join us. We really appreciate your time, and of course finding time to be with us. We don't take it for granted. I want to now take this opportunity to remind you that this is for the Benson Media, and if you are watching us for the first time, kindly like and subscribe. If you do so, it is a way of supporting us. Allow me to say big thank you to everyone who joined, and especially those who engaged us at the comment section. May God bless you. And yeah, so Goodia is saying thank you, Msimamo, for your time and especially your Kiswahili. I am catching up. Take care. And it is true. I'm also learning a lot in Kiswahili, and Kiswahili changu kina kwa kweli kinainuka. Shaima here is saying Ethicon should not Ethicon is saying Shaima is saying Ethicon should not make any mistake of announcing William as the win. Okay. And Budia is saying Shaima, Paul, take care, see you tomorrow. Paul is saying by January 2027 is when we will be able to know how many forces and coalition in the field. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks to all speakers and host. Welcome. Thank you so much. We appreciate. Inshallah. Inshallah. See you again. Inshallah, Shaima. See you again, Goodia, inshallah. And to Paul, see you again, inshallah, God willing. Thank you so much and take care as well. We really appreciate. May God bless each and everyone who joined. Mungu awabariki na mpe neema ya kuendelea kutusupport. Asante sana. Have a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed evening from wherever you're watching us from. May God bless you. See you again tomorrow.